VAR is unlucky for some as the SFA revealed they got 13 decisions wrong during the second round of fixtures in the Cinch Premiership. But how many decisions did they get wrong this weekend? Well, I think the punch on Miovski might have been one of them. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football. We put up for a poll, should Aberdeen have received a penalty when Davy Marshall punched Bojan Miovski in the head? Now, before we get to the answers, Aberdeen have also made a complaint of their own for not getting a penalty when I believe it was Gartaman handed the ball in the box. We didn't put a poll up for that because we believe that it clearly was a penalty. There's no point putting a poll up for something that we think will have a 100% or at least should have a 100% result. So we think that should have been a penalty for Hibs, but that's not the only penalty that, in my opinion, should have been given that day. I do think Marshall caught Miovski. I do think he delivered a massive punch to the side of the head. And, you know, that happens anywhere else on the pitch, then it's a free kick, possibly a red card. We get an accidental clash of heads, and that's somehow a penalty for Celtic. So therefore, surely an accidental punch to the face should also be a penalty, this time in favour of Aberdeen. Didn't happen anyway. 584 votes. 77% say yes, Miovski got cleaned out, should have had a penalty, and 23% say no, Marshall touched the ball, therefore no penalty. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think it's a penalty because, you know what, yeah, he touched the ball, but he killed the man in the prop. I mean, it's a literal punch to the jaw. I mean, who are we trying to... Yeah, and you know what?
So hold on, Neil Warnock says manslaughter, but you're going one further, and you are going killed him?
Yeah, R.I.P. Bojan Miovski, good football player, but he's dead, so...
How much do you think that... See that knockout punch? How much did that knock off his valuation?
A lot. No, but, I mean, it's like the Alistair Johnson penalty against Hibs, right? Say he headed the ball onto... Who made the tackle? Was it Fish?
I don't think so, but anyway.
Right, let's just say it was Fish for the sake.
I think it was Calvin Miller.
Right, let's just say it was Calvin Miller, right? Say Alistair Johnson heads the ball onto Calvin Miller's dome, and then Calvin Miller still hits him with the headbutt, like half a second later. Does that mean it's not a penalty? Because even though I don't think it was a penalty, but does that mean it's not a penalty because he hit? The only reason Marshall hit the ball is because Miovski hit it first.
Yeah, Miovski headed it to... Like, Marshall's coming from the goal, and Miovski's trying to score. So, of course, Miovski is going to header the ball in the direction that Marshall's coming from. So, therefore, Marshall's got a good chance of getting it. See if the goal was the other side of Marshall. Marshall would not have got nothing on this ball because Miovski would have headed it away from Marshall.
Yeah.
So you can't really say Marshall got something on the ball because he got something on the ball after Miovski had already made contact. Therefore, it just doesn't count.
Football doesn't work like this, man. You make a tackle in the box. I mean, that's like saying the offensive player, oh, well, he tackled it onto the defensive player, so it's not a penalty. Of course it's a penalty. If the defender takes out the offensive player after the offensive player's booted it off him, does that... Come on.
So are we in agreement with the 77%
yes.
that it should have been a penalty? Right, good. Let's get to...
23% sheeps.
Aye, 23% sheep, maybe 1% of them could
Hibs,
be...
I mean, not sheep.
Could be Neil Warnock. Well, he's not going to get it. Jim Montgomery.
Holy fuck, 31 replies.
Yeah, well, it's pretty obvious why they replied, but we'll get into that in a wee minute. Karobe said, referees are fucking shit these days. It should be. Yeah, it should be a penalty. I have no complaints. Wee Scottish guy said Celtic got a pen for a clash of skulls last week, so this should have been a pen too. I agree, but obviously we've got 31 comments here, 31 replies, and you kind of just know that if you bring up the Celtic penalty, it's going to lead to this, isn't it? It's just we're going to get this kind of shit. So let's go. Easy quadruple treble says, what's Celtic game got to do with this balloon? Well, I mean, it's a reference, it's a comparison, so therefore I think it's acceptable to bring that decision up because... I mean, people were saying that you get that all the time. The likes of Mark Wilson were trying to say things like that in the box never happen. And I think this is just showing you a case where things do happen. Now, did Marshall mean to punch Miovski in the head? No. But he did. Did Calvin Miller mean to head Alistair Johnson? No, he didn't, but he did. So, surely if an accidental headbutt results in a penalty, then an accidental punch to the face should also result in a penalty. But for some reason... didn't happen here, and I think that's why we are comparing it. So, yeah, David Courtney says...
No, but see these Celtic fans that are claiming, what's a Celtic game got to do with this? See if something happened against them, and Rangers got it, and they didn't, you try to tell me they wouldn't reference the Rangers game?
Yeah, just like yesterday, just like I've referenced the fact that how can Rangers get a penalty against St Johnstone, but Hibs didn't get one against Aberdeen? When I think the Aberdeen one's way more of a penalty because the guy's actually facing the ball and moves his arm towards the ball to block it, whereas the St Johnstone defender had his back to the ball and couldn't see if the ball was hitting his arm or not. So if there's a similar instance in a game, then you're allowed to bring that up. I think to use it as a reference and comparison doesn't mean you're obsessed.
Big Rai Albin, though, he's getting stuck into easy to dribble.
Yeah, do you need it written in crayon so you understand the reference? Bob Smudger says, how's the treble looking this season? It's not looking very good. Dave Hutchison says, that was more a penalty than the clash of heads. That was never a penalty. Alright, Dave Hutchison, I don't really get this here. I think you can say this was more of a penalty, but I don't see how you can say that was more a penalty than the clash of heads. That was never a penalty. It's like they're a little bit similar, aren't they?
They are a wee bit similar. They are, but...
No, David Marshall is going for the ball, just like Calvin Miller was going for the ball.
But know why this one, to me, though, it's like...
But I think a punch is different. I think
Bojan Miovski's beat the goalie to the ball. Technically, if he doesn't get wiped out, he could score. Alistair Johnston's was a passing header that went nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, it was a one-on-one with Marshall and Miovski. Alistair Johnston's was just a motion and play. So for me, what's more of a goal-scoring opportunity? It's obviously Miovski.
No, I think this one is 100%. I think that's more of a penalty. But I wouldn't say the other one was never a penalty if you're using this as a comparison.
We've never seen it before, and will we see it again? Probably not.
Easy, quadruple triple says, not good to be honest, be lucky if we win anything. At least we can admit that. The Rangers fans seem to think they're like 2010 Barca. I think Rangers will win the league now. Fucking Rangers wish they were 2010 Barca.
We took that quite well.
James Fulton, but that's okay. All the refs in Scotland want Celtic to win. The penalty Celtic got was an accident. The whole of Scotland could see that. I get that. It was an accident, and it was. I've never seen a penalty given for that, but I'm not going to say that David Marshall attempted to knock out Bojan Miovski.
No.
If we're going to say that Calvin Miller headbutting Alistair Johnson was an accident, I also think it's fair to say that David Marshall punching Bojan Miovski was an accident.
Yeah,
unless he doesn't like him, he wanted to try and,
But easy quadruple treble says, what about Goldson handling the ball repeatedly? Never gets a pen against them. Well, why are we referencing Rangers games when this is Hibs and Aberdeen, using your logic, son?
I think Goldson's been registered though as a goalkeeper or something.
I forgot to say a sex offender or something.
No, that's Celtic Football Club. But I think that I don't know. I mean, Goldson has been pretty fortunate over the years. I think with handballs.
Aye.
For some reason, Goldson just does not get handballs given against him, and it's always him. It's only him.
Yeah,
for some reason.
It's like a magnet to
Well, maybe Alistair Johnson as well. Who knows? James Fulton says, like Celtic got away with one at Ibrox. Rangers won't need penalties to win the league, so get ready. Woo, you won a treble and a worst standard in a decade. Give yourselves a big pat on the back. Now you can say you've won more trophies than St Johnstone in the last decade. Well, I mean, they haven't won the treble yet, so let's not get carried away here.
Well, they think that's right.
The Scabby sisters always get penalties. You must have realised, says the user. Well, the penalty charts don't lie. Celtic and Rangers, I think, have got, 25 penalties between them and only one against. You look at the other teams, it just doesn't add up. James Fulton says, but they are from China. What do you expect? Who's for China?
No idea what he's on about. Not in a month of Sundays. Do I get that? David
Hutchison says, only clash of heads to ever be a penalty. I agree. If there's been another game where a clash of heads was a penalty, then show me. But I never, ever recall it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Like, see the clash of heads, right? See if Alistair Johnston was about to get onto the ball and get like a shooting opportunity and he's been headbutted out the road. I think that makes more sense. But he's already played the ball.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But see that John Terry incident with Abu Dhabi? Was that not an attacking corner for Chelsea or was that a defending corner?
Fuck, that's ages ago.
I don't think they never got a penalty for that.
Remember, I thought he died that night.
Aye, and he never got a penalty.
That's like 20 fucking years ago.
But he never got a penalty and he got booted right in the face.
Aye, I know what you mean. I better check as well. They don't get a penalty.
Penalty Celtic. David Hutchison says as usual. I mean, see if you're a Rangers fan though, can you really point the finger at Celtic penalties? I mean, you can say they've got more, but can you really say that? Come on.
But I think this two Celtic got were quite controversial tonight.
No, I'm not on about those Rangers two. I want to bet in general.
Well, numbers don't lie.
Rangers are one behind them in the chart, so if you're going to say Celtic got all the penalties, what does that mean? Rangers got all bar one?
Yep, that's pretty much it, mate.
Dave says, and if they miss, have another go, mate. We've got a laugh in here. It's all good. We've had nothing too harsh at the moment, so we're keeping it friendly. The Obot says, wasn't a clash of skills, wee man, was a late challenge. Do you call a 2-footed tackle a clash of late? See, I hate this argument. It's just not the fucking same. That's not the same.
Yeah.
Clash of skulls, clash of legs. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. I just don't get this. A late tackle's a late tackle. I mean, a clash of skulls that is what it is. There's never been a clash of skulls, and anyone's went, oh, he's headbutted him.
Apart from Sudan.
Well, that was skull to chest. James Fulton, the whole Scotland must have been watching a different game. It's a wonder the ref never gave a penalty yesterday after Kilmarnock scored for the sun shining too bright. I think that would have been a bit dodgy. The whole of Scotland, can you elaborate, wee man? I can't believe you called a late challenge a clash of skills. You think the Obots could be Matthew Miles in his new burner account or something?
Nah, Matthew Miles still missing, I think. Hope you're doing well, big man.
Can't wait to hear the phrase clash of legs next. I tell you what, there has been times where there's been a clash of legs where if it's in the box and two players' legs just come together. I actually have heard that term.
Yeah, and they don't give anything because it's just a clash of legs.
Yeah, it's not like someone's leg breaking or someone's like tackling someone. If you do get a clash of legs, if two legs just happen to get tangled. We've seen that in the past, so...
Absolutely.
Dave Hutchinson says accidental challenge, but we've never seen a pen for that anywhere in the world. Google it. That's true. I mean, like, if there's been a penalty for a head clash in the box, then let me know, but I've never ever seen one. And I've watched a lot of football. Wee man, the referees love Celtic. If anything, it should have been a drop ball. It's a bloody disgrace. The whole of Scotland's seen it. Anyhow, let's move on. Rangers made up to 9 points now. The bold Brendan better start looking for a new job. I guess he could always join his pals at the SFA with Wee Willie Collum and co. You've never seen a penalty given for a late challenge. Again, the Obots is determined here to say it was a late challenge, but it was an accidental clash of heads. So put it this way, Obots, if you're suggesting that it's just a late challenge and this happens all the time, then just reference one incident. Reference one penalty that was given for the same thing.
Yeah, we're not talking about legs, we're talking about heads.
Because you're suggesting that we've never seen it, as if you've seen a lot of them. So if that's the case, just show us one. Name us one. If the referees love Celtic so much, how come Celtic aren't ahead of the league with double figures, wee man? You're raging. That's true, but they are ahead of the penalty charts and they haven't conceded one yet, so...
Well, to be fair, Rangers have been ahead of the penalties for ages and they've been shite.
Dave Hutchinson, bug never for accidental clash of heads. What part of that do you not get? Are you talking about the late challenge again, wee man? Doesn't matter if you think it was an accident or not. If a player kicks another player's leg by accident in the box, should the game be played on because it was an accident? But see, that's it's not the fucking same thing.
He likes the wee man talk.
I just don't get that. Oh, moan for a cuddle, wet wipe. For fuck's sake, you can't keep Rangers out of your mouths. Obsessed with us, keeping you up all night. Rules say that you can protect your face anywhere on the pitch. That clearly includes outside the box. Fail again. Don't really.
One more comment.
Rules say you can protect... I take it that's about the Goldson.
Aye.
Apparently. Timmy, it's no normal. Winning trebles every season. We've just got used to use... What? We've just got... The guy's got it mixed. It should be used to use. And he's got used to use.
No, it doesn't make sense.
What?
Got used, so
We've
used.
just
should
got
be used.
We've just got
Use as in like use, not you. Use as in a group of people.
We've just got used, so use
To watching us win.
Alright, okay, makes it. I mean, it's a wee bit dodgy there. And that's it. There you go, guys. There's your comments. So, I mean, whatever.
It was clean enough.
Like, did we really need to talk about all these Celtic Rangers incidents? It was a fucking penalty. Can we just not accept it? Move on? I think
Move on
so.
with our lives.
Let's go, guys. Catch you in the next
+2
one.
in Glasgow.
Till then, peace.